What is going on, everybody? Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow that Twitter down below. Today we're going to talk about Senator Ted Cruz going into self-quarantine, and then we're going to talk about other various topics. What I have to say about Ted Cruz, because apparently there was like a coronavirus outbreak, and he was in that place that it was happening, is that it's extremely selfish for the government of America to not care until it affects them. And I understand by nature humans are selfish. I mean, by nature we just want what we want, and then after we get it, we don't care about anybody else but ourselves. That's just the way humans function. We each have a separate mind. And it's like, you just want what you want at the end of the day. No matter how much you may care about somebody else or something may be it doesn't matter. So Senator Ted Cruz doing this kind of shows us that, I'm not into politics, but it kind of shows us that the government should start taking more of a precaution on the coronavirus spreading through America. And I feel extremely bad that it needs this in order for us to start to care about one another. It needs our politicians to see firsthand that something's happening in order for them to do something about it. And it's just so stupid. It's like, dude, people are dying in Washington. Now all of a sudden, Senator Ted Cruz may have it. And he's going into self-quarantine because of this. And now we have to do something. Weird. Anyway, today I want to talk about many things, but the first thing is building muscle. Building muscle sucks. I feel like it consumes your whole life. Just dieting in the gym in general. I'm on my second day of my diet. I'm trying to lose about 15 pounds. And the weird thing about dieting is that it really does take up your whole life. Believe it or not, you might think dude, watching what you eat takes up your whole life. Are you nuts? But no, it seriously takes up everything. You wake up and you're like, oh, can't eat breakfast. Intermittent fasting, got to eat at 2. So now you can't eat breakfast. You go out with your friends. I'm sorry, sir, I can't have that drink. I need Diet Pepsi because if I drink that drink, it's too many calories. It affects every single thing. And then with that, when you first start a diet, you have a headache, dude. My head is pulsating right now. And I got 8 hours of sleep last night. I didn't get 3 hours of sleep. I wasn't lacking anything. I went to bed at midnight and I woke up at 8:30, 8:40. So I don't understand why my head hurts. And it's you feel lethargic. I only feel like dieting and exercising benefits you when you reach the goal and you're 3 years in. I know it sounds weird, but when you're 3 years into working out and it's become a lifestyle, then you just have this new kind of aspect, this new point of view on fitness where you're just fitness is very beneficial. But when you first start and you're a week in, you're no, it's not beneficial. I'm going to have a stroke. I'm dying. I want to eat something, But then after 3 years, you're you can look back and you're wow, I used to eat like that. Right now, I'm not at that phase at all. Right now, I'm at the phase where I just want to eat anything. But I know when I'm 15 pounds down and in a year, I'll look back and I'll be damn, dude, you were eating a lot of junk, man. Food is just so good. When has anybody ever looked at food and been don't want it? Never. I've never looked at food and been I've never looked at a bowl of Doritos and been ew, chips? Nah. Not even healthy foods, too. I've never looked at chicken breast and veggies and went, ew. Every food is delicious, man. Then you get into the weird fancy foods. You ever think to yourself how stupid fancy food is? Isn't it insane that you purposely go out to a restaurant and spend $200? I'm not going to get to the food yet, but just in general, isn't it crazy how some people purposely go out to restaurants and spend $200-$300? Hey, man, what's wrong? What's wrong? You just went out to dinner and spent $200-$300. What's wrong? Is everything okay at the house? How's the kids? I don't think anybody's in their right state of mind when they go out to dinner and spend $300 in a night. And I don't care how much money you have. I don't. Listen, I've been around people with money. I've had friends whose parents have a lot of money and da-da-da-da-da. They've ordered McDonald's, dude. I don't know how pretentious you have to be to spend that much money. The only thing I'll say, okay, is if you're Robert De Niro. If you're not Robert De Niro, hey man, what's wrong? Or like I just never understood. And then the second thing is the food. You're spending $200 on a duck yogurt puree. Duck puree. And then they bring their children. I used to work at a fancy restaurant as a busboy, and it was like really fancy. It was one of those restaurants where people would order $200, dinners, blah blah blah, and like $1,000 bottle of wine, and they would bring their 7-year-old. I'm like, sir, what is this kid doing eating duck puree, dude? First of all, where do you go from here? Second of all, ew, chicken nuggets and fries. Kid doesn't like duck puree. I don't understand. I don't get it. So one time I was when I was a busboy, I was about 17, 18. I think I was a freshman in college. Once again, for those of you who don't know, I just got out of college. But I was a freshman, and at the time, the busboys, because it was like really busy on Saturday, so the busboys had to open the bottles of wine. Because one time, like, the servers were just running around. So we were in charge of certain things that we're not usually in charge of. But because it was so busy, we kind of had no choice because the owner told us to. So I was opening bottles of wine. And we had to remember the wine list anyway. So, like, I had to go home and kind of study for this restaurant job, which sucked. But the pay was good. So I remember I was like, yeah, this is our blah, blah, blah. Or the ha, ha, ha. Or the he, he, he. And he goes like, oh, wow. Yeah, let me get one of those. And I kid you not, it was like a $300, $400 bottle of wine. One bottle. One bottle of wine for $300, $400 for a night. Because you have the money? Christ, man. Generational wealth, dude. Save it for your children. Don't spend it on wine. Generational wealth. Generational freaking wealth. What's funny is he drank it, yeah, of course. I mean, him and his friends and his wife and their wives, they drank the bottle, which is fine. I mean, enjoy your life, I guess. It's not my life, but just looking from the outside in, I don't see eye to eye with that. I mean, I don't know how you could do that. Sure, people do it and they're always going to do it, but I just don't see that, I don't agree with it. I don't know if they ordered more, but yeah. I low-key kind of miss working at that restaurant now that I think about it. I'm not going to lie. I just remembered that restaurant. Man, it is a beautiful restaurant. I miss it. Oh. But anyway. Yeah, guys, tell me what you guys think. Ted Cruz, quarantine for coronavirus, restaurants and stuff and such. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.